India has lost one of its most celebrated actors. Irrfan Khan died on Wednesday in Mumbai after a 2-year battle with cancer. He was just 53. Now, leading the tributes, we had Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi calling Khan's death, quote, a loss to the world of cinema and theater. Khan's award-winning career spanned 3 decades and more than 80 films. He was one of the first Bollywood stars to cross over to an international market with roles in critically acclaimed films such as Life of Pi and Slumdog Millionaire, as well as blockbusters like Jurassic World.
After all we had been through, we didn't even look.
And for more, let's bring in actor Adil Hussain, who has worked with Irrfan Khan. He's joining us now from Delhi. Welcome to the program, and thank you so much for joining us on this somber day. What was your reaction when you heard about Khan's passing?
My first reaction was first unbelievable. I could not, though I knew that he was unwell, and we haven't met many times except for Life of Pi premieres, but that he joined film industry much before me, and his portrayal of roles were the windows for me to see his vulnerability and the beauty that he possessed and the empathy that he evoked in me as a person and gave access to the characters that he played. I never knew that I will feel so sad when I heard. I felt a punch in my heart, and I am still overwhelmed.
And we mentioned that you worked with him on the 2012 film Life of Pi that went on to garner 11 Oscar nominations. How was it working with him?
He was a phenomenal actor, and I always looked up to him. After I saw his first film of him, which I saw was Namesake, and that's the time I fell in love with him. Before that, I knew him as an actor, but I also wasn't in the film industry till 2010 myself. I was very involved in theater. But when I saw his film, Namesake, directed by Meera Nair, I realized that the craft that he learned to be able to express himself with utmost vulnerability, and where he sort of embodied the character in a wholesome way to give access to the audience to look at his soul. So as a person, I interacted with him few times, and I always felt that he is in a deeper quest through his roles about his own life. So we ended up speaking few things, but I realized that his search for himself through the craft that he practiced.
Perhaps one of the qualities which really, set him apart. What was he like beyond the film set?
He was always smiling. He had his wits, and his sense of humor was absolutely excellent. I remember his smiles very well, and his warmth. He was very down to earth. He never believed much in frills and glamour and all that, because his objective of being an actor was to capture the reality, and you cannot capture the reality of a character. The kind of characters that he played was from very, very real life, and not the characters from the high-flying people with opulence. So he stayed down to earth, according to my observation.
And tell us just briefly before we go, because we see from the reactions on social media that really India and the world, we have to say, is united in overwhelming mourning, overwhelming praise for him. What do you think his legacy will be?
Oh my God, he will be remembered as one of the finest actors in India for sure, and his contribution to world cinema as well. He always didn't like the term Bollywood because he believed that the Indian film industry is very different than Hollywood film industry. So he will remain as one of the most revered actors, most respected actors, and also that he gave too much of inspiration to new kind of actors in India to portray roles with a lot of realism, which generally wasn't the case in so-called Bollywood film industry. So he is looked up at as an actor who has changed the trend of Indian acting, the realism of Indian acting. So he will be remembered with a lot of fondness, love, reverence, and respect.
Adil Hussain, we thank you so much for joining us to share those warm tributes to your friend, your colleague, Irrfan Khan, dead at the age of 53. We appreciate it.
Thank you.